Welcome back, Nick Lenz. Comic Corner Classic / Non-Classic. This is episode number 1169 and Doubleshot number 1063. Like I said last video, a Marvel DC trade. Last one was also Marvel DC, but it was DC first, then Marvel. This time it's Marvel first, then DC. First up, we have Immortal Hulk Volume 5. Breaker of Worlds. Written by Al Ewing, artwork by Joe Bennett. Yep, this collects issues 21 to 25 of the Immortal Hulk. Joe Bennett does pretty much all the issues in here, well, except for issue 21. He basically goes 22 to 25. Ryan Benham does issue 21. 25 is co-drawn by German Garcia. Yeah, this storyline comes to head, the whole storyline with the shadow-based stuff. And yeah, it's a really good storyline. Yep. The character Foltu, who's in charge, we can't get the backstory, the reasoning for Shadow Base, because he said the reasoning why he set up Shadow Base was because Gamma Base was compromised and he really wanted to capture the Hulk. And apparently his mentor was General Ross, who died. Except he didn't die in this book. He died in Captain America for some reason. I have no idea why, but he did. Yeah, but this storyline itself kind of wraps up a lot of the stuff that's been going on in the book since issue 1. Yeah. And though it doesn't explain the whole purpose of the green doors, but they've got some of the other stuff here. And we also have him going after, apparently going after Crusher Krill, which apparently knocks him, turning him to, liquid, talks on Titania. And at one point, he actually kills frickin' Sasquatch. Now, you have Alpha Flight here, but no Captain Marvel for some reason. Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. The fact you have Sasquatch, you have Puck, you have Titania, and Absorbman. I get why Absorbman's here, because he's also enemy of the Hulk. That's perfectly fine. But why isn't Captain Marvel here for? Makes no freaking sense. Also, Rick Jones apparently is a walk around as a freaking zombie. And we also have, during the course of the issue, we actually have the Hulk storm Shadow Base and basically fight General Farton. Which, yeah, because of how much of a human abomination he's become, he was relieved of duty. And he's no longer a general. And basically, Hulk decided to take over Shadow Base. And Doc Samson decided to stick around to keep an eye on him. Hulk has I got no problem with that. Yeah, and apparently him and Bruce Banner are on speaking terms. Yep. And yeah, it's a really good storyline. Give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. Oddly enough, the reporter is no longer here. Yeah. I think she's still stuck in hell. I'm not really sure, but it's overall a really good book. Also, Betty Ross is a harpy. Yeah. Apparently, she can turn back to human form. Yeah, that's set up here. I don't know if it goes anyplace, but yeah, I like the fact they actually, have Hulk have an actual base now. It's basically just one other place. And in case you're wondering, if there's any more trades for Immortal Hulk, because I'm up to Volume 5 now, there's actually one more trade, believe it or not, that hasn't released. I haven't got my hands on yet, but I am loving Immortal Hulk. And it's strange, though, these trades only contain 5 issues. Damn, that's really short. And kind of in a way, because I did hear a rumor that this run's going to end at issue 50. So technically, I'm halfway through this run. Yep, halfway through. Alright, now moving on to a different book, which is not over yet. This is the return of Green Arrow. Yep, return to the rebirth era of Green Arrow. This is Green Arrow Volume 4, The Rise of Star City. This collects issues 18 to 25 of Green Arrow Volume 6. Written by Ben Percy, artwork by Juan Ferreira, along with Edilorna Kali, Maka Afu, and Otto Summit. Juan Ferreira does the cover art here. Yep. Now, the first 2 issues is the return of Roy Harper. Yep. A character who was surprisingly absent in the last volume, which thank you, Ben Percy, for bringing this character back this book. And also a redesign for Count Vertigo. Yeah. Apparently, Ben Percy forgot the fact that, Count Vertigo has appeared in this book before. Also, I love the fact that you actually have Roy Harper currently in his Titans gear. Yeah. the outfit he wears in the Titan series. I like the fact he got a chance to put this on. And I also like the fact he's actually appearing in this book because it seems though DC really wanted to keep Roy Harper away from this book for some reason. Oh yeah, and we also have a redesign for Count Vertigo. Yep, this is the debut of the redesign. Now, as far as I know, I have no idea why in the world that they had a redesign for Count Vertigo. And it's also implied in his flashback that Green Arrow met Count Vertigo before he met Count Vertigo. This, I think, is head-scratching, to say the least, because if anybody's read the Jeff Lemire run, people know that Count Vertigo looked nothing like this at all. Yeah, he still had the swirly stuff, but this was a completely redesign. Why the heck they redesigned the character for, I have no idea. Yeah, and he's only here just for these opening 2 issues, but Roy Harper is here to stay. But it's a great little kind of like reinterpretation of his basically how Roy first met, well, Ollie and how they became partners. Yeah, and I do like the fact they actually have in the flashback, they actually have Oliver wearing his costume he wore at the start of the current continuity as his flashback costume. That's fine, no problem with that at all. The rest of the stuff is simply put more build up for the main storyline with like the Rise of Star City, which is a 6-parter, believe it or not. Yeah, where the plan is that the Ninth Circle wants to rename Seattle to Star City. Oh yeah, and they reveal the person in the end here who actually is the leader of the Ninth Circle. Apparently members are Cheshire Brick, who has also been redesigned, by the way. Yeah, Brick has been redesigned. Just like Count Vertigo, Brick has been pretty much been redesigned. Yep, here's Brick. He's slightly different than how he was depicted before. I think the only change they made to him is that they gave him a haircut. Yeah. Interesting though, they actually had him here. And yeah, also part of the group is Eddie Fires, Cheshire. Oh, and who's the leader? Maura Queen, Oliver's mother. Why the heck she's part of the lead of the group? Find out when you rest the trades. Yep, and also, Green Arrow kind of solves a particular plot thread that's been going on since issue 1, where apparently he was declared dead and accused of murdering his secretary, Jenny Boole. And he basically took off his mask and walked as himself. Of course, he hid the costume, so we won't reveal that he is Green Arrow. And also, at one point, we actually have Green Arrow helping first responders. The cops want to arrest him, despite the fact they actually have no evidence to support. They have no concrete evidence to arrest him. They arrest him because he wears a mask. Yeah, and he basically goes in the press conference that the mayor is saying I am innocent of the charges, and he surrenders himself. And despite the fact detectives want to question him, all he kept saying is, lawyer. And what lawyer did they give him? Like, I was kind of surprised they gave him this lawyer. By the way, she's still around today. Yeah. If you look curious, though, who is Oliver Queen's lawyer? It's a very interesting one. I was kind of surprised to see her here again. Even though, yes, I did know she'd show up here. Yes, I already knew that. But, yeah. Here, his lawyer is... Let's see if I can find her. Let's see. Kate Spencer, a.k.a. Manhunter. Yep, she's in Seattle. Yeah. This is actually, from what I can tell, this is her first appearance that she's made in the continuity since Gotham by Midnight. Yeah, that was her last no appearance I can think of. Yeah, she appeared in that book. But now she appears in Green Arrow for some reason. Like, first she was in Gotham, now she's in Green Arrow. In Seattle, yeah, that was it's kind of similar to what they did with Maggie Sawyer, where over the past several years she was in Gotham, even though she was previously in Metropolis. Now she's back in Metropolis. Yeah. And of course, well, Green Arrow leaves Seattle to basically find evidence to basically help clear his name. And of course, this becomes the main plot thread for pretty much the remaining 13 issues of this run. Yeah, Ben Percy ended his run for the book at issue 38 this time. And I've never heard him actually say why he ended the run at issue 38 for. I will be reviewing the rest of this particular run. Don't worry about that. And this overall is really, really good. Give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. And Knife Circle is really good build up here. And yeah, great book. Also, his CEO, which is not the same one with previous Flame, yeah, he's like, yeah, you sold me out, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Black Canary still be a vigilante here. Yeah, and the way that Seattle is written here is like they just don't like vigilantes. Yeah, it's kind of like Ben Percy writes Seattle very similar to how Chicago was written in the Nightwing series by Kyle Higgins. It's a similar feeling, but not exactly a carbon copy. At least you have the mayor, basically, who is an evil person, being just against superheroes. Bloodhaven, surprisingly, is not as bad as it was in the pre-Flashpoint when they finally showed it. Yeah, it's actually the corrupt things wrapped up in like one story arc. Yep. But yeah, that's it for Cycler Review, and as far as I can tell, that's it for video today. Unless, of course, I get done the very next story arc today, which is called Ice Hunter. Yep. And I do have one other comic corner I want to do, but I haven't read the trades yet. So expect to see that probably tomorrow. Yeah, but otherwise though, until I see you in the next video. Bye.